Are we good? Are we good? What's up, everybody? I am live. I am live, y'all. Okay, so first of all, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm super excited because it's Friday and I am really excited because today is the last day for our summit. Okay, y'all, today is the last day for our summit. And if you didn't get your tickets yet, y'all, you still have an opportunity to get one today. But I am going to be just talking a little bit about this summit because a lot of you are like just unaware of like what we're doing, what's going on. So for you guys who are unaware, just like living under a rock or something, we are having the Icons of Beauty Supply Summit. Okay. It is happening literally tomorrow. And this is our second one that we are doing. We did this 2021, I believe. We had our first Icons of Beauty Supply Summit. And what it is just a plethora of amazing beauty icons, mostly beauty supply store owners who all come out on a virtual stage and literally pour into you guys who are wanting to get into the beauty world, particularly beauty supply stores. So, with all of that being said, we have an amazing, amazing lineup. First is Chance. That sister, she tore the house down yesterday on our live. But what's amazing about Chance and her journey is that she is um, taking over a historical beauty salon and school from her family. So it's like a legacy business that she is taking over and revamping. Chance is also a serial entrepreneur. She literally is Miss Georgia, and she's also going to like the main stage like next month in pageantry, and then she also just like dropped dropped a single yesterday. So she is like all things like she just is like a plethora of information. She's going to be speaking. We also have Joi Hunt, who is an attorney, business attorney, and also a serial entrepreneur. She's going to be talking about making sure that you guys set your business up in the proper way with the legal structure and all of the things that you really need to get your business to the bank is what she says, what she calls it, which is really really exciting. And she is also a serial entrepreneur. She owned a chain of hair salons in Houston, Texas, and so she is also going to be bringing her knowledge in the business as well. We also have six-figure spa chick Candace Holyfield, number one marketing queen to beauty professionals, who's also going to be coming and talking about building a marketing machine for your beauty supply business. Candace has spoken at quite a few of our events, and I mean, every time she comes and speaks, people are just like blown away, completely blown away. I mean, she's amazing. She's a marketing genius, very creative, and she's going to be speaking about marketing your beauty supply business because a lot of us think that this industry is oversaturated, but it's not when you create your own lane in a very creative way. And Candace is going to be sharing some strategies on how you can actually present yourself to this industry and create your own lane. And of course, we have Lia Jones, who is going to be coming out and talking and doing our VIP session. Leah is also going to be joining our lunch and learn today. She is coming and she is running behind schedule just a bit. So I'm just kind of going through the lineup for y'all as she makes her way into the virtual stage. But she is going to be joining us today. Okay, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, she's going to be joining us today and giving us some tea on her amazing background. So Lia Jones, if you are again living on some type of rock, she is one of the biggest beauty bosses of our time. When we think about pioneers and we think about icons, there's no way you could talk about icons without talking about Lia Jones. So she is the current owner of Hype Hair Magazine, a historic Black magazine that we all know and love. She's also the owner of Hype Hair Beauty Supply Stores, so formerly Girl Cave LA. now called Hype Hair Beauty Supply Stores. So it's a chain of beauty supply stores that she is still the owner and founder of. She's also owner and founder of Hype Hair Beauty Products. So she also owns a beauty product line. And she also owns an event space, and she also owns some like sports bars as well. And so she is a serial seven-figure entrepreneur as well. And we are so, so excited to have Lia join us today for our Lunch and Learn. So just stay tuned, y'all. She will be joining us momentarily. Whenever she texts me and lets me know she's ready to come on, she's going to come on, y'all. So she is going to be joining us today for our Lunch and Learn. And she is also going to be heading our VIP exclusive session tomorrow, where we are going to have all of our VIPs join us for a special Q&A session. So we are going to be answering all of your burning questions, all of your ideas, anything you want feedback on. We are going to be taking out time specifically for our VIPs to be answering your questions. The ability to pick our brains, all of that stuff is happening in our VIP session, which Lia is going to be a part of. We're also going to be doing something very interesting, something that I've actually never done before, and at an event, which are like mini makeovers, mini business makeovers, right? So we've seen like these business shows, and some shows call them hot seats. So hot seats, mini business makeover. So if you have a beauty supply store and you want some feedback, some strategy, just some advice or encouragement, whatever, you want to show up for our VIP session so that we can be able to give you some laser live coaching. So this is going to be an amazing opportunity, because like I said, we have yet to do any type of on the spot like laser coaching at an event. And so that's why I was like, Leah, I think you would be absolutely awesome to be a part of this like laser coaching Q&A private session just for our VIP people. So that's going to be happening with Lia Jones for our VIP people from 7 to 8 p.m. tomorrow. Okay. So for our panelists, we have an amazing group of panelists that are going to be coming up. Oh, last speaker, Josh Earl. He is a business funding and credit coach. He is actually doing a dynamic session tomorrow where he's going to be breaking down how to get business funding actually live while you guys are in the session. Like it's going to be a live funding session where you guys are going to be walking through this live. So the goal is for you guys to like literally leave being funded, right? Because one of the largest barriers to opening a beauty supply store is the funding piece. Like I meet people all day, every day that have the heart for it. They have the grit, they have the grind, they have the hustle, but they don't have the money, y'all. So funding is a very important conversation that we are going to be having tomorrow. Like we're going to deep dive into, Joy is going to be talking about what it takes to set your business up to actually be presented to the bank. And then Josh is going to come in and actually walk you through the funding process, walk you through the application process, walk you through where to actually go to get funding. Like what are the websites? What are the banks? Like these are questions that we just don't know. That if we had some guidance on where to go and how to answer and how to apply, like all of these things, he's literally going to break this down for us tomorrow so that you guys can like walk away with being funded and just really have the confidence that the money is out there. You just need to know where to get the money. I'll repeat that again. The money is out there. You just need to know where to get the money. Last year in 2024, y'all, we were able to help our clients get funding of over $1.4 million for the stores that we opened last year. And we opened quite a few stores last year. So that is like a big deal, y'all. Like not having to think that you need to use your life savings or your 401k, to open a business, because let's be real here. The other cultures and other places, a lot of them don't do that. So they are getting funding. They are getting funding. And of course, I will say in our community, it is a little bit harder to like get the funding and know where to go, know how to answer these questions. That's why it's important for you to just be in a room with someone who knows this information. So Josh is going to be breaking that down for us. He's going to be giving us the funding steps live. And really, if you got your ticket already, we have a pregame tonight, by the way. We have our pregame session tonight. So if you have a ticket, make sure you show up to our pregame party tonight. That's happening at like 7 p.m., either 7 or 8. I really don't remember. But yeah, so we also have a bonus pregame party that we're having tonight. Because I just want to make sure everybody is positioned and ready for the summit tomorrow, because it's just going to be so epic. And it's just like, I want to make sure everybody's ready, that you got your pens or laptops or whatever you're using to take notes. You got that in place, that you got babysitting for the kids, right? If you got at work, then plug us in and make sure that you listen to us if you are going to be at work. But we just want to make sure everybody's going to be set for tomorrow. So we have our call tonight. So listen, guys, it's not too late for you to get a ticket. Like I say all that to say, it's not too late for you to get your ticket and join us. And if you are anything like me, you need to upgrade to the VIP. I mean, I already know all of y'all are VIP people. We already know y'all VIP. So don't play yourself and get general. Go ahead and invest in the VIP, because you want to be at our VIP session with Lia Jones at in the evening. You want to be able to ask the questions and be in the room, and just be a part of our Q&A hot seats. You also, with VIP, get access to our vendor list. So that's going to be important for you to move forward. Once you leave the summit, you need to know who the vendors are and the numbers and all the things. You also get access to our playbook, which is our startup checklist. And then you also get access to the replay. So all of our VIP people will get access to our special portal that we are going to be creating with all of the training sessions, so that you can rewatch the trainings 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 times, however many times you want to, after the summit is over. Because it's one thing to be live, but it's another thing to be able to re-listen to the training sessions, because you're always going to pick up some gems that you didn't pick up the first time. Okay, so that is what you get with the VIP. And that is another reason why you guys need to sign up. It is not too late. So our amazing panelists, let's talk about the panelists and the people that's going to be in the room. So we are going to have our first panel, which is our like startup, how to get funding panel, or how we funded our store. So we're going to have Keisha Woodrup, who is the owner of the Beauty Know-How. We're going to have Nella there as well. She's the owner of Alori Beauty World. We're going to have Shonda Tyndall. She is the owner of Mega Beauty Supply. We are going to have Pamela Thompson there. She is the owner of My Shade and Texture. We have my girl Katie, who is showing up. She's also in the in Texas, in the Dallas area. She's the owner of LaBelle Beauty Supply. My girl Benisa, she's out in Fargo, North Dakota, and she also has a salon in her space. So guys, let me just go ahead and say, most of the spaces have some type of salon service base, something in their stores as well. So these women not only operate beauty supply businesses, but a lot of them also operate a full service salon. So Benisa has a full service salon. Pam has a full service salon, and I feel like a few others have salons. They're not full service, but they do have like chairs that they rent out. Okay. So Chastity is going to be there. She's the owner of Pink Noir. Jeremy is going to be there. He is the owner of New York Beauty Supply in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And my girl Jamesia, who we had on yesterday, is also going to be in the building. She is the owner of Elore Beauty Supply in Jacksonville, Florida. So guys, we have a crazy lineup of people who are going to just really give you guys game on how to get started in beauty supply and give you the behind the scenes of what this looks like, right? From getting the funding to choosing the location to building out a beautiful space and creating a space where you can have experience, right? Not only just a space, but experience, as well as how to market yourself and brand yourself to be set apart from the competition, all the way up to like launching and then scaling that thing. So a lot of the store owners that will be on the panel are also going to be talking about how they were able to get to the point of actually scaling the store. So quite a few people are moving into different locations. And what's so interesting about moving into a different location and scaling up is that you have to know when it makes sense for you, right? So you need to be able to look at your sales. You need to be able to look at the traffic flow in your store. You need to be able to look at all of the data and the KPIs in your store in order to come to the conclusion that it's time for us to go big or go bigger, right? Or it's time for a second location, right? So some people have two locations, right? So you really need to be able to make sure that your store is positioned for scaling, because a lot of us want to scale fast, and we have seen what happens when people scale fast. All the stores get shut down, right? So okay, so Leah just texted me, she will be here soon. Okay, she will be here soon, y'all. So yeah, so understanding like when to scale, when is the perfect time, how will you know all of that stuff, and not scaling too fast is something that these people are going to be sharing with us as well. Guys, if you have any questions, as we wait for Leah to come on, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. As I'm just chatting, y'all, I'm just here talking to the people, right? So if you have any questions, for sure, about the summit, about the speakers, about anything in general, go ahead and drop them into the chat if you guys have questions. So the other thing that I'm really, really excited about in terms of this summit is the fact that there's like a whole movement that's happening, y'all. There's this DEI, not there's this, but the DEI shutdown, as I've been talking about quite a bit in my previous videos, is our greatest opportunity for us to enter this industry and really take it by storm. What we've seen is, and Chastity spoke about this, right? They are seeing huge increases in revenue due to the DEI shutdown. Like, this shutdown is a blessing in disguise for people who are trying to get into retail, for people who are trying to open beauty supply stores. If ever there were a time for you to actually start and get into this industry, it's literally right now. It's literally right now, guys, because people are seeing like record high numbers in terms of like store sales, and people are literally looking for Black owned beauty supply stores to shop at. Like, this is like one of the times in that I've seen in all of 15 years that I've been in this industry, where people are like flocking to Black owned beauty supply stores, because still to this day there is a boycott against Target. Like, there's like been a call for like a 40-day boycott against Target. So with all of that being said, the people need somewhere to go to get their stuff, and you just need to be in the position to raise your hand and say, hey, I can come in and put your stuff on shelves, and you can come in and you can shop with me. Because here's the thing, and I hope you guys are seeing this with this current administration, that no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save us. Like, you have to move. And again, guys, I talk to y'all all day, every day with these, with the consults that I do. God bless my heart. But one thing that I hear is like, oh, maybe next year, maybe next month. Like, there's no perfect timing in this business to start a business. Like, just like there's just no perfect timing to have a baby, but we have babies all day, every day, and we rise to the occasion, right? So there is no perfect time to start a business, to start a store. People are losing jobs left and right. You never know what's going to happen next with this administration. Our boy Trump just dismantled the education department. He fired a whole bunch of government workers. Like, your job is not safe. I hope y'all are seeing this. Your job is not safe. You 100% need to start your beauty supply business right now. Okay? There's no perfect timing. That is a fable, that is a tale. Like, you need to get into the room, take action, and trust the blueprint. You need to get into the room, take action, and trust the blueprint. Okay? Because here's the other thing. You can't win big without access, right? When I got started in beauty supply, I had a certain level of access. I had a mentor who helped me connect with vendors. I had someone who helped me understand pricing. I had someone help me understand margins. I had someone to walk me through getting into the rooms. Like, I'm out here in New York. So a lot of our distributors are out here in New York, Long Island, Jersey. He literally took me to these places and physically got me into these rooms where I was sitting at the table with execs and reps and all the people, right? There is a certain level of access that you 1000% need right now to get to the right vendors, to get to the right funding resources, to have the right industry connections. This is just how business works, right? And this is why we created the Icons of Beauty Supply Summit, is not only to give people everywhere access to certain high level business people in this industry, but to also unlock the doors that they have tried to keep closed, right? To us. Let me tell you something. These people don't want us to have access to this type of information. They don't want us to be creating these types of rooms. They don't want us to be sharing this type of information. This is why this is so important. And this is why I bravely answer the call every single time that I believe it's time for us to gather together and be able to have these conversations. Because as I'm just saying, other cultures are moving and they're having the same conversations behind their closed doors, and they're gathering together and they're creating businesses and they're having these next level conversations and they're getting people in the room to get dialed into the movement. Like, this is a big movement. Like, when I say, and I've said this a lot, but we are on this journey to open 100 stores this year. Like, it's not in my lifetime, it's literally this year. And if you want to win, if you want to be a part of this movement, you need to get close to the people who have already done it, right? Lia Jones is just one of those people. And literally tomorrow, if you're a VIP, you'll get direct access and coaching from her, right? So having the privilege and the ability to ask a question and to say, can I get feedback on this? Can I get feedback on that? Is something that I really wish I had that when I was starting my own store. I really wish I had that when I was getting started, right? Is like, I want to be in the room of brilliant people who were able to do that. I want to be in the room with brilliant people who are still doing it, who are still killing the game, like, who are still, in the trenches, and they can give you like the tea on what's happening now, what's popular now, what are people looking for now, how are people wanting to shop for their beauty supplies now, like, what should the experience be, right? This is what this summit is all about, is giving you guys real deep dive insight into what that looks like so that you can take the blueprint and be successful with it as well within your own stores. Because the goal is for us to have more representation in this industry. I strongly believe, and I feel like if you're watching this, you believe this too, which is why you're here, is that this is one of the industries where we lack representation in a terrible, terrible way. And the more stores that we see where there's people of color operating, Black women, Black men operating them, the more we can feel compelled to open stores in our own spaces and in our own communities. And this is another reason why I love to bring, people together in this type of environment, because you're getting people from all over the United States of America. We got Keisha that's from Texas. We got Pam that's from Florida, right? We got a few people that's in Georgia. We got a few people. We got Benisa. She all the way in Fargo, North Dakota. So she's here to tell you you can open a store in a community that's like 80% white and still kill it and still make it, because the T is the Black people will find you, right? They will find you if your store is worthy of being found, right? We have Chastity, who's coming in from Memphis, right? So like you're going to be getting this information from people who are literally all over, right? But I understand this, the back end and base bone of like how to operate a store is like the same. Like the blueprint is the same. The marketing, right, is the same. The concepts of decent pricing is the same. And every store that we create, like the bottom line of why we create these stores is for the experience, is to give Black women the experience that they deserve, right? This is why we are in this business. This is why we are doing it. The money and everything, that's great, but we are here, like this is a passion for us. Like a lot of us, this is passion work. This is community work. Like it's something when you can open a business where you're catering to people who look like you and you're literally changing lives every single day. It's just one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had in life. And so I am super, super certain that when you get into this industry and you see the impact that you have with your stores, you will 1000% feel the same way. 1000% feel the same way. So guys, I do a lot of talking. I did a lot of talking. If you guys have questions about the summit, if you have questions about the industry or any of the speakers or anything like that, you can go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. If you have questions, y'all go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. But I'm going to continue on. I'm just going to text Leah again. So guys, one common question that I get asked often is, the fact that there's a lot of beauty supply stores in every corner. Like how can I compete if I notice that there may be already a beauty supply store in the neighborhood that I want to open in, or there are sometimes there's already a Black owned beauty supply store open in the neighborhood, and that's actually a hot topic. I know a lot of people feel a way about opening a store if there's already an existing store in the community that is Black owned. And here's what I will say, right? Because I'm in it for the long game, y'all. I'm thinking long game, long term, right? If the movement, as we are saying it, is for us to like completely like reclaim this industry, like completely take over, completely like be the majority instead of the minority, at some point we need to feel comfortable with existing next to our own and not being the only. I think a lot of times we are just so used, especially if you're someone who came from like the corporate world or anything like that. We're so used to walking into rooms and just being the only. Like, you're like the poster child for like the Black owned beauty supply store in your whole state or something like that, right? We're so used to that. And I want to submit to you guys that number one, a part of that mindset is like scarcity mindset. It's crab in a barrel mindset. And number two, like our movement, our mission, our goal is to like reclaim, to have out of 10,000 stores right now, 3,000 is like Black owned. We want the numbers to literally switch. We want 10,000 Black owned beauty supply stores. We want the majority of beauty supply stores to be Black owned. So that's going to mean we're going to have several Black owned stores in one community. We are going to literally be neighbors and working together, right, to deliver the best experience to the people in our community. That is like literally what the mission is. That is what the goal is, right? So the answer for me, when someone asks me, should I open a beauty supply store if there's already a Black owned one there, I'm going to say yes. You're going to open and you're going to work together and you're going to do orders together and you're going to be the best. And when we see two strong Black owned beauty supply stores in the community, that's going to drive out the Koreans and the Arabs, so that they're going to say, like, we can't even compete with, because more Black owned stores are coming, we can't even compete with them because the people just want to go shop with them. And that is how we strategically take over this industry, right? By becoming strategic partners with each other, creating strategic partnerships and taking over. That's one store at a time. Like, we're connecting and we're taking over one store at a time. That's how you do this. Like, you can't just be like, I'm gonna go over here and then you go on the other side of like, at some point we're going to have to like band together and work together, y'all. At some point, that's just what it's going to be. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here because I talked as long as I can talk. I'm going to follow up with you guys once Leah gets back to me. I promise y'all, I'm gonna come back if I can. I don't know, child. Ooh, child. She says she's coming on now because I was about to. It's like I'm about to tell some jokes and do some dancing, child. She says she's coming on now. Okay, y'all. She just texted me, y'all. Y'all see the text? She said I'm coming on now. Lord, because who's talking for 30 minutes with freestyle, no slides, child. I ain't used to that. But she is coming on now, y'all. So yes, the Icons of Beauty Supply Summit. I'm gonna drop the link here again, y'all. I am going to drop the link here again. In case y'all didn't catch the link, y'all. Today is the last day. Today is the last day. Here's another thing that y'all may not know. This industry is worth billions, 17 to be exact. Ownership is going to be everything. We are in the climate and in the time where I just haven't seen anything like it. Actually, let me just say this. Back when COVID hit and George Floyd hit kind of at the same time, so the Black Lives Matter movement, there was a whole movement. This is when we saw a huge flock towards like Black-owned business, Black-owned beauty supply stores. I mean, the support was at an all-time high. And when we saw the support at an all-time high and we saw a switch and the way people were purchasing their stuff, like we literally, y'all, Lia Jones is coming in 2.2 seconds. Y'all stay tuned. But I'm going to say this. We saw a switch in the way people decide to get their beauty supply products, right? We saw a switch. We saw that people were being very intentional about how they're spending their dollars. And when Black people are intentional about spending their dollars with other Black businesses, those Black businesses flourish like no other. We need to stop supporting people that don't look like us and be intentional about finding the stores and businesses where we can support and actually circulate our Black dollar in the community. Okay, we need to be intentional about searching for the businesses and Black-owned stores that where we can circulate our Black dollar. Hold on, y'all. Let me just resend Leah this link real quick. Hold on. I think she's like on. I think I don't know if she's live. Y'all, Leah is trying to get into the room right now, y'all. Okay. Okay, here she is. We're gonna bring her to the stage, y'all, because I've been talking, child. My throat is dry.
So first of all, I need to read directions because I'm on Instagram.
Wait. Okay. Yes, I thought that. I'm like, wait. She's probably on IG live and not realizing we have a whole live stream, but it's all good, y'all.
I
Miss
love it. I
Lia
love it.
Jones is in the room. First of all, I know you're so busy, so we are not going to take too much time.
It's all good. Usually Friday is like my chill day in the afternoons, but you know, when you run a business, people call out, then paychecks hit this morning, the call outs roll in.
The call outs are rolling in, child. And if the weather is anything like New York weather, it's nice outside.
It
People just want to
is.
be outside. I'm
It
calling out.
is.
I'm calling out. Sorry.
This is call out weather.
But that is that is just going to bring us into our segment today because I was just talking to the people about the Icons of Beauty Supply Summit, and we just have the most iconic woman that is going to be doing our VIP session, which is Miss Lia Jones. So first of all, just introduce yourself to people, tell them who you are if they're like living on the rock and they just don't know.
I love it. I love it. My name is Lia Jones. I own Hype Hair Magazine. I recently transferred my business. I started my business as the Girl Cave LA, but we
Yes.
recently merged everything under the Hype Hair brand because I just love Hype Hair that much. So I own a
Yeah.
chain of beauty supply stores here in Southern California. I also own the iconic Hype Hair Magazine. We're celebrating our 35th year. So yeah, that is who I am in a
That is
nutshell.
crazy. Oh my goodness. That is so 35 years legacy brand. Man, what does that mean to you? That's just
You know, it means a lot, but it
like
really,
how do you wake up in the morning? Like what are you saying to yourself?
the first thing it says is responsibility, right? There's a lot of things that I am responsible for, and
Hmm.
not in like a burdensome way, like in a good
Hmm.
way. But
Yeah.
there's just things that I was just online with my team earlier this morning, telling them like some of the music and some of our reels, like I want us to, you know, I don't want to hear any profanity in that.
Uh-huh.
And it's images, I don't want them too overly edited. So it is really like a very big responsibility because
Yes.
I feel the responsibility to make sure the images and the
Mhm.
content and all of the product that you see that's Type Hair is very in line with integrity, Black women, and it doesn't compromise us in any way. So that's the
Mm.
responsibility I feel.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So, that's yeah, that's amazing. So we are super excited to have you do our little VIP session. I'm really really excited about it because I feel like we haven't had a space to like do like business makeovers and like laser coaching and like all that stuff like for like store owners. Like so I'm really excited for that. But for someone who's been operating beauty supply stores for I feel like over 10 years for sure.
Yeah, this I'm going into my 10th year. Yep.
Yeah.
April will be my 10th year.
So a whole decade in this industry, like what would you say are like the major shifts and changes that you see from now from like when you first started?
Um, there's a lot more competition, but not that doesn't exclude us from being profitable. You just
Mhm.
have to be more creative. So when
Mhm.
I started, Target, Walmart, all of those big box retailers, um, multicultural beauty was something that was on the back burner.
Right. Didn't care.
I walked into Target and Walmart recently, both stores in the last 3 months, and they had braiding hair. That
Mhm.
never
Crazy.
happened 10 years ago. But that doesn't mean
Oh, hold on. Someone probably called her, y'all. Hold on. She's coming back. Don't click off, y'all. Uh she's coming back. Just give her a second. So if you guys are just tuning in, we are kicking off our lunch and learn with Lia Jones. She is doing our VIP session. Um, she's doing our VIP session. She's gonna come back in 2 seconds, but she is the owner of Hype Hair Magazine. She's the owner. Are you back? Okay. Oh Lord, she clicked off chat. She gonna be back, y'all. Just wait on her. It's something with my live streams that I think I be trying to be fancy. So okay,
oh,
here
there we go. Sorry about that. My service is not great, but I was going to say that just means we have to be more creative. But that's the
right.
biggest change I've seen. Amazon, these big box retailers understand how lucrative ethnic
Mhm.
hair care products are, the accessories, all the things, and now they want a piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's it. We just have to be more we have to be more creative with our marketing, and we have to be more specific when we're telling the message about who we are as owners and why people should support us versus a target. And that's the major change, the shift I've seen.
Yeah. Um, so I've been talking a lot about the DEI shutdown
Hmm.
and some of the opportunities I think that we have before us. But what's your take on that? What do you believe is like the newest opportunity, especially when we're thinking about this new administration and just all the changes? It's like something new every single day, and it's like we're in a world spin.
Yeah. So I think it's twofold, right? I don't think that we should assume that because people are not shopping at Target and these big box retailers, they're automatically going to come to us,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that would be almost like lazy thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it actually is not good business. But I do feel, and I have seen an uptick in business in the last 30 days with people that are being more intentional about their dollar, because now we're being reminded on the news and social
Mm-hmm.
media and all the things every day that these people really do not care about us.
Right.
We've known this, but now it's in our
It's in our
faces
face. Yeah. Yeah.
in a way that was not as loud with the other administration. So now I feel like with this administration, we have the ability to, and I say it all the time, I'm going to earn the business of my customers every day. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to assume that
Assume.
because
Yeah.
I'm a black girl or because, I have black girls working in my store and,
Mm-hmm.
my black husband and my black father are forward facing in my business, that people are just going to automatically come to me. I think that this is a good opportunity to put some extra money into our marketing, to put some extra effort into our marketing and earn not just temporary business. Because I don't want you to come to me for 40 days and the next time your products need re-upping, you're back at Target or Walmart. I want you to buy into my brand and I want you to commit and I want you to be loyal. So this is like the awesome, awesome opportunity that we have as business owners to do that right now.
That's good.
Mhm.
Not assuming that people are going to shop with you just because you're black owned, because
They're
people
not.
that's like their marketing strategy sometimes.
No. And this is the thing, like there's this push, and I mean, I'm gonna say this. There's this push to not shop at Target, right? But that doesn't mean that people are not being aware and not shopping at these other big
Yeah,
box retailers that
right.
also
Sure.
don't support us,
For
right? So
sure.
everybody says, "Oh, I'm not shopping at Target," but you're shopping on Amazon. You're
Mm-hmm.
driving a Tesla. You you
Mm-hmm.
know you're driving a Ford. You're doing all these other things of companies that do not support us as DEI. So it really takes a
Mm-hmm.
conscientious consumer to understand what's happening and to be strategic with their dollar. But the truth is that a large portion of us don't take that step further. And that's why it's our job to educate them. It's our job to get in front of our customer and let them know, hey, it's not good enough just not to go shop at Target.
Yeah.
It's not good enough. What helps us is for you to come into my black owned store and to buy my black owned brands that I carry.
Yes.
Because we also have to think about those brands that are being carried in Target that are being iced out right now.
Absolutely. That's another big thing.
Yeah, so come into my black owned store, but make sure you're buying Lusters. Make sure you're buying
Mhm.
Wait and See. Make sure you're buying all these Camille Rose, all of these black brands and women that are taking a hit because a large portion of their big box retail sales are being impacted. So,
Yes.
mhm,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So we discussed 10 years in beauty supply. What would you say is like the biggest lesson that you've learned operating retail, being on the retail side?
I learn lessons every day, still 10 years in. I would say some expensive lessons that I've learned is to think things through. I say that all the way, all the time. You have to think of not just like your success plan or, you need to think of your exit plan. Like I've been in this business for 10 years. And so I'm constantly thinking, what if things pivot in a way that I'm not profitable anymore? What is my exit plan? And not really signing myself up or my business for things that I can't afford to get out of.
Yeah,
If I can't count the cost from square one,
that's it.
don't do it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
So I want to talk a little bit about the other businesses that you operate that's in beauty as well, because we have a lot of people who want to start products and want to just get into the product based thing. Talk a little bit about like that journey. Like, what are you loving about the product based journey? Also operating them and owning the magazine, like all the other elements. Like, what are you just like enjoying and loving with the other businesses?
So the My favorite thing is my relationship with Conair. Absolutely love it. Our accessory line, we're in over 5,000 stores now. Burlington,
5,000?
Nordstrom,
Did you say
5,000.
5,000?
5,000.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
5,000. That's insane.
5,000 doors.
I
Yes.
love
We're in
that.
Walmarts in Canada, the States. We're
Those
in,
international.
yes.
Come on, y'all. Stop playing with us.
International. Yes. Yes. So that part is exciting for me, but I've also learned a lot working with the Conair team because they're so strategic, which you have to be because they're $1 billion
Yes.
revenue generator.
Oh,
Um,
amazing.
but just learning, like, they don't go after every single door.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. And they're not discouraged when we find out from a big box retailer that, okay, we only want to place it in 30 stores or 40
Mm-hmm.
stores. That's not discouraging for them. So you would think, like, you sit in a pitch meeting and you hear a brand has,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
4,000 stores and they say, well, we're going to put you in 40. And you're like, well,
Mhm.
what the?
Right.
These people know the strategy. They understand the market, the demographic, all of those things. So that has just been, I'm like a student.
Yeah.
In these meetings, I'm mute, I'm quiet
Quiet. Quiet.
because I'm learning so much about just the retail side and the
Yeah.
manufacturing side and that part. So
Right.
that's been my most enjoyable for sure.
Love it. Love it. Okay. This is gonna be so good, y'all. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap this up here, y'all, because I know you have to go. So last just advice or just people who are on the sidelines of like joining this summit, what would you say, or even store owners joining, what would you say to the people, them? Give them one last word, gal.
Yes. Listen, this industry is challenging, but it has changed my life 100%. It has made me financially independent. I was
Talk about it.
when I started this business, I had 3 kids, 3 little ones. Now my oldest lives in London. That's a whole other
Are you
story.
serious?
Yeah, yeah. My daughter like packed up and moved to
Oh
London
my
right
god.
after Christmas.
Oh my gosh. Whenever I hear mom saying like one of her kids like left, I'm just like, I want to cry now. They're nowhere
Yeah,
near that, but I'm just like, I can't.
I know. It's mind blowing. But this business has given me the opportunity to be able to afford her that privilege.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
God, right?
That's
And
amazing.
so I've had horrible months, but I've also had months that have allowed me to put away large sums of money to be able
Mhm.
to prepare for times like these. So I always say, listen, if I can, and I was not a business person when I started this business. I just had a
Mhm.
passion. I loved beauty. Um, I had some good business skills, right? Like I was organized, I was creative, I was thoughtful, but I didn't come from like the corporate world.
Mhm.
But it's totally changed my life. Totally, totally, totally. So if you, it's like the stock market, right? If you can put your money there and park it
Mhm.
and ride the wave, absolutely do it.
That's such a good analogy.
Absolutely.
Ride the wave.
Ride the wave. You're not going to come into this business and get rich quick. It's going to be a constant. It's going to be it's seen a
Mhm.
steady growth.
Mhm.
So over the last 10 years, every year, 5% increase. Some years is
Mhm.
2% increase. Some years is 15% increase. But when you all look at the 10 years at the end of it, it's 100% worth it.
I love
100%.
that.
So just do it. Honestly, I tell people all the time, like, if you have the means, you have the support system, you have the belief in yourself, you're there already.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even if you don't have those things, you can create them because I didn't have those things when I started.
You can create them. That's a whole word. And we had another speaker on yesterday who we were talking about for the women who, and you could probably speak to this too, for the women who feel like they're like in this like a dark place and a dark season. I don't know if I want to do this right now because things are not the greatest and blah blah blah. And we've had our share of dark seasons and dark moments where we created a way out and we've pushed through and we persevered and we're kind of, I ain't on the other side yet, unfortunately, but you're on the other side. And so
Yeah.
speak to that real quick and then we'll close.
The
Promise.
timing is never good.
Timing is never good.
It's never going to be, I should say this, the timing is never going to be ideal. You have to make space for your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make space for them. And so I've gone through ups, downs, peaks, lows, highs, all of that. But I've had something that I could turn to, which is my business. Right. And so even when things are great, my business is there. And when things get bad, you'll see me in my stores a lot because I'm trying to distract myself. but God bless me because I'm going somewhere that's going to benefit me.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when things have gotten bad for me, you'll see me in my store 5, 6, 7 hours a day. No problem. Because at least I know the work I'm putting in at the end of the month is going to be, um, it's gonna add to my life. It's going to help me through those dark times. So I say all the time, I would rather go through the dark times with something to hold on to and something to have and some money in my pocket and something to work towards and a light at the end of the tunnel than to go through it with nothing.
With nothing.
Because you got
My
to go
cousin would
through
tell me,
it.
"You'll go cry in your Tesla."
Go cry. Right. Listen. And I've had times where I
it's
couldn't.
still like yours at the end of the day. It's just like that
Yeah,
one thing that is just like, this is mine, and this is, like you said, this is what I turn to during the dark times and the dark seasons, and
something
it's
to
an
dig
outlet.
into.
Yes, it is 100% one of the best outlets that you can have. I always
For
say.
sure.
Yes, so y'all, we are gonna wrap up here. Thank you so much, Leah, for coming on.
Thank
I'm
you. Thank you
so
for being patient with
excited.
me while I'm running around the city.
Yes, child. It's all good. I'm like, I'm just gonna talk until she comes on because I'm not closing this out.
I
We
love
need
it.
to
Thank
hear
y'all for
from
being
Leah.
patient with me.
Okay, we need to hear from you. Well, thanks
Yes.
guys for popping on. Thanks, Leah, again, and we will see you guys tomorrow at the summit. Be there.
See
Bye.
ya. Bye.